Hello, First Form. My name is Jenny DeMarco. I am 37 years old and I am from Lee Summit, Missouri. I am not a camera person. I can take all the photos in the world, but as far as videos are concerned, not my thing. Um, so bear with me. I did write something just so I can kind of stay on track. And I put a lot of thought into entering this lifestyle challenge with First Form. So bear with me. I tend to talk a lot, but this is something I'm very passionate about. But like I said, to be honest with you, because I am an open book and it's sometimes to a fault, this lifestyle challenge was never really on my radar. I didn't think it was in the cards for me, to be honest. My mental headspace or my mental health per se was my number one priority when I started with First Form and Lexi J Wellness, aka Lexi Johnson. I had so much on my plate, so many personal things to work on. I had to take everything one day at a time. And some days it was just taking it 1 hour at a time because that's all I could manage at the time. My main focus, which felt very selfish to begin with and was very hard to put myself first, was taking care of me so I could be better at taking care of my family and just being a better version of myself. Um, I saw myself spiraling downward as a wife, as a mother, daughter, sister, friend, just overall person all around. And normally I would fight tooth and nail, and I could pull myself out of it. And no one would ever know what I was struggling with on the inside. And if they did, it was very minimal what they saw or what they heard from me. So for me, there wasn't anything in my mind about winning monetary or material things in that current mindset I was in at that current time of my life. I saw a quote, and every time I see a quote that moves me, that ignites a fire in me, that touches me, I save it so I can go back if I ever need a reminder or if I ever need to read it again. And I want to share it with you. The quote was, "I don't think people realize how much strength it takes to pull your own self out of a dark place mentally. If you did that today or any day, I'm proud of you." No one said that to me, but I read it and it hit home. Sorry. But I also knew I could no longer do it alone. So get it together, Jenny. My win, my hope through finding Lexi and First Form was being able to pull myself out of the darkness that I was in. Probably safe to say the lowest point of my life. So, a little bit of background on me before I tell you a little bit about my journey with First Form and Lexi J Wellness. I played sports my whole life. I ended up playing college basketball and running cross country and track for William Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri. I was never taught proper nutrition. And to be honest, I think everyone can vouch. A lot has changed in the last, I'm going to age myself, 20 years as far as what people think your body needs as opposed to what it really needs. And with so many different opinions out there, I was easily confused and just lost. My dad always told me with anything in life, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. He wasn't calling me stupid by any means. It was just an acronym that he had used for work. And doing more research, I found out that it was a design principle noted by the US Navy in 1960. He would be proud of me for looking this up. It's a principle which states that designs and or systems should be as simple as possible. As simplicity guarantees the greatest levels of user acceptance and interaction. Just a little history fact for you for the day. And now, being a part of Lexi J Wellness since July of 2022, she always says, it's not simple, it's easy. It's not easy, it's simple. Sorry. Nothing comes easy in life. There might be simple steps to get there, but nothing comes easy. If it was easy, as Lexi says, everyone would be doing it. It's all making a full circle back to me in a positive way now. Looking back again, I wasn't taught proper nutrition, but why couldn't I keep it simple? 5 food groups, eat in moderation, fulfill your day with a certain percent in each category, and be good. I was always active and I loved fast food. I loved Diet Coke. I loved my mom's homemade cooking, and I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, with no repercussions. When I say that, physically or aesthetic wise. Now, internally, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, average blood work wasn't normal, IBD, IBS, liver issues, removal of my gallbladder when I was 18. But that still wasn't enough to keep me away from putting the toxins in my body. I was an emotional eater, but it wasn't sad. It wasn't mad. It wasn't happy. It wasn't one particular emotion. Every emotion I felt, I made an excuse as to why I needed to wash that Big Mac down with a Diet Coke. So fast forward, I graduate college, I get a big girl job, I find my husband, get married, have kids, and then, whoa, body change, hormone change. I could no longer eat what I wanted to without gaining weight, feeling miserable mentally and physically. But I was stuck. I had no idea how to fuel my body. I thought I tried everything. No sugar, no carbs, all fruits and vegetables, a cleanse here and there. Pop this pill, it'll help you lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That sounded amazing. Oh, and keto, that's great for liver issues, your heart, and no gallbladder. Total sarcasm there. But hey, that number on the scale kept going up, and I wasn't getting anywhere with any of my goals or my mood. I wasn't pleasant to be around. I got to a point where fast food would mentally make me feel better for 2 minutes, then I would feel guilty for the rest of the day. If I was following what I thought was a good diet, and I even hate to use that word, and I messed up or stepped out of the bounds, it affected my whole day. I got to the point where I didn't want to take any pictures, let alone look at myself in any of them. I developed body dysmorphia. My stress was at an all-time high. My anxiety was out of control. I had gone through a lot since having kids, and my hormones were all over the place. Not to mention, I no longer knew what to do for a workout. Never in a million years as an athlete would I think that I would have no clue as to how to work out. My workouts were always written for me. I did what I was told, and that's it. So, while that was a long background, and I just wanted to share that with you, my story begins. I posted something, and as I was brainstorming what I wanted to say and how far I've come, I was all over the place with my thoughts. There was just so much, but I wanted to share with the world. How am I not going to lose the person reading or listening to this? And maybe I still will, and maybe I have, but this is my journey and this is my story that I can look back on and remember the struggles, the losses, but so much more the wins and the successes and how I came out on top. I like to feel I compartmentalized it a little bit better, but after 9 minutes and 25 seconds of talking, maybe I didn't. But so my story begins as I struggled to put together a life for myself based on my terms and needs. In other words, a life worth living. It all boiled down to rebuilding my self confidence and myself. My life changed after being introduced to Lexi Johnson. My life changed after working with her for 3 short months. through her program, Lexi J Wellness. Told myself I wouldn't do this. My life changed mentally, emotionally, physically. I was stronger. I was more confident. I had started to believe in myself again. I had self-worth, and I was able to begin a long road of healing. My journey with Lexi started in July of 2022. And you can read all about my journey, my struggles, what led me to her, and why this community means so much to me on Facebook, because one, I'm 37, and that's the only platform that will allow for that many characters because I wrote so much, but it's worth the read, I promise. And maybe I can read it to you at the end of this, but I poured my heart into it. But first, the recognition that's deserved needs to come first. And the reason my life has been changed for the better after being at my lowest point in my life was Lexi J Wellness. It's not just fitness, it's not just nutrition. The word is in the name for a reason. Lexi preaches wellness. Lexi J Wellness preaches wellness. She's the definition of wellness. Wellness in mind, body, soul, and your overall being. Her vision is community. It's about holding each other accountable, lifting one another up when we need it, or just because. It's about empowering someone else because we know they're worth it and we know they are capable of anything. It's being a positive domino and taking it to the moon, and she will get there. For me, when I hit rock bottom, when I needed support, when I needed reassurance, this team, Lexi J Wellness, without personally knowing me, and most I'd never met, were there for me. I felt the love from miles away, and what they have done for me is something I have no words for. And it leaves me speechless. And you've known me for 12 minutes, and I bet you could imagine that I'm typically not speechless. But what they've done for me and how appreciative I am of her and her team leaves me speechless. $1 a day per se for her workouts, $12 a month for nutritional guidance and one-on-one interaction. Priceless for the friendships, the community. Why wouldn't I give this a chance? I can do it at my house or on my own time with free weights and bands. Done. Sign me up. I don't have to work myself up. I don't have to psych myself out for going to a gym. Sign me up. It's simple, not easy. It works if you work. I have been and will continue to be an advocate, a hype girl, a cheerleader, a supporter, a fighter, not just for the Lexi J Wellness program itself, and not just for Lexi and her team, because I do care about them all immensely, but because I believe wholeheartedly in everything that Lexi J Wellness encompasses and everything it stands for. I am proof that her workouts, her program, the nutritional supplements work from first Phorm. I'm proof. I've done 2 8-week challenges. I am my progress pictures. I don't need to mention a number on how much down I am in weight. That doesn't matter. I'm strong mentally, physically. You can physically see the changes. I feel the changes. I'm living proof that it works. It's sustainable. I've stuck with it, and I will continue to stick with it. I will continue to be a voice and empower others because I know how much it makes a difference. 37 years. I'm 37 years old, and I have never felt more enthusiasm, strength, love, compassion, acceptance, willpower, desire than I have from this community. I don't care who you are. We need that in our lives. And in this day and age, we need more dominoes. And I give you this promise that I will continue to be a domino in all aspects of my life because it truly brings me joy to bring joy to others. Now, how I reached my lowest point and kept trying to fix it myself and only dug myself deeper. 2019, my husband quit his job of 10 years. We went on a limb and he started his own business. We broke land and his hours of working increased. We had a 4 and 2-year-old at the time. My role as a stay-at-home mom quickly felt like single mom at times. It got lonely. It was already hard, so it got harder. But we knew what the future had in store. These were good sacrifices we were making for the betterment of our family that we both agreed on. June 2020, Tony flew back and forth, my husband, to Chicago to practice Monday through Wednesday. He's a veterinarian, by the way. He came home and worked Thursday through Saturday in Lee Summit, leaving the kids and I in survival mode. Again, sacrifices we both agreed on. June 2020, Tony spent 100% of his time at Lee Summit practicing, going to Chicago now every 2 to 3 weeks, and he was 50% corporate. October of 2020, my worst nightmare had begun. A year of torture, anxiety, feeling scared, depressed, sick. I had begun getting stalked, sexually harassed. A fake Tinder account was made for my husband and I. Burner phones were purchased to contact me and quickly disconnected. Multiple numbers with disrespectful comments and nasty pictures were sent my way. My marriage was tested because of this awful person. I was let down by the court system, and what was supposed to be harassment, with all proof provided, got dwindled down to peace disturbance. Come to find out, it was my brother's best friend growing up. He was at our house numerous times. Never in a million years did I think I would be a target, especially for a family friend. Summer of 2021, traumatic event with my kids that landed them in play therapy. Now, I'm crying, but you guys can laugh. It's okay, and we all laugh about it now. But a deer jumped through their school window in the city, not in the country, broke the glass, attempted to jump through all the doors. We had to scatter to protect ourselves and our children. I had to make a call to animal control and to the police. Blood was splattered everywhere, classrooms, hallways, doors, etc. Kids seeing it all. For my children to walk back into that building to learn and feel safe again took a lot of therapy. Starting in fall of 2021, Tony started going more corporate. In January 2022, Tony was full-time off the ground, no longer practicing vet med, other than 1 to 2 days a month at his Lee Summit location. Somewhere in between all of that, I had been using the broken pieces of what was once me to patch up everyone else. And I didn't have a problem doing that, but I myself was almost completely empty. I hid a lot of this pretty well, as I said before, with those not super close to me until I couldn't anymore. I've always been one to be able to dig myself out of ruts, but not this one. I couldn't do it alone anymore. July 2022. I sought out therapy for the need for closure from the sexual harassment stalking event, which affected me emotionally, physically, mentally, and sexually. I sought out therapy for the place in my life that I was in that I didn't feel I could get out of at the time. For the lack of confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth I had. For the blame I placed on myself for all the bad things that had happened in my life leading up to this point. For help. God blessed me with a wonderful therapist who then blessed me again by referring me to Lexi and Lexi J Wellness after finding out and uncovering my body issues, the lack of knowledge to nutrition, postpartum after having children, and seeing I needed an outlet for my stress and anger that had built up through the years. October of 2022, life threw more twists and turns. False accusations were thrown our family's way from family members themselves. Our kids dealt with more loss. Death of loved ones, animals and humans, too many. Attempts to drag my family through the mud had been made. Very hurtful, hateful, disrespectful issues had arisen. Health issues started for me halfway through my journey. Another thing to take me down and possibly make me give up, but I chose to get back up. We all have choices. If anything, I was determined to let all of this stuff make me stronger, but I knew it would take work. I cannot thank Lexi and her team enough. They have taught me macro counting. I no longer say I'm on a diet. I don't have to go without things that I love. Do I do it in moderation now? Yes. But I haven't given up anything that I love. I have found passion in working out again. I have found a great community to be a part of. I have found nutrition supplements that work for me. There's just so much that it's sustainable. I've never found anything sustainable before. So to first Phorm, to Lexi and your team, you girls, I hope you know how much you've done for me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you have done for me. And on Facebook, I had posted some photos from day one to now. And I also posted some photos of the kindness, the love, and support that has been sent my way from Lexi and her team. So I hope that if I make a difference in one person's life, I'm happy. I hope that people can share their story and feel safe sharing their story. And I hope that people are brave enough and strong enough to find strength in getting help. And I just want to leave you with this. I don't think people realize how much strength it takes to pull your own self out of a dark place mentally. If you did that today or any day, I'm proud of you. Thank you, First Phorm, and thank you, Lexi Johnson. Thank you, Lexi J Wellness, and thank you to your team.